Last time I was very, very nasty with you, and I want to apologize for the last episode. I looked back and I'm like, what a dick I was.
You're only apologizing because some of the viewers called you out. So, I don't know. You're giving some Jeffrey Dahmer vibes.
This is Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah, so you wanting me to pour this into there?
Do you not?
I don't.
You sucking on that bottle.
I want to suck on the bottle.
Just why do you say that?
I've met enough guys that lied about sex and the number of partners they've been with. You want to know what he said about us?
What did he say?
He said, this is the second time I've been in Pittsburgh. If we're rating humans on an attractive scale, I haven't seen more than a 4.8, and I love it. It's like, that's why they need football.
Really fucked up.
I'm sorry, has he seen us?
You're terrible. Like sometimes the buzz just gets me in.
Oh, you mean like alcohol?
I was thinking vibrator.
I don't think you've seen how intense I can be and how harsh I can be. And this is going to be better than Nikki Glazer's roast.
It's just too much, Kelly. I can't stand it.
This is Kelly Mizgorski.
And Ryan Frankowski.
And you're listening to
Mocktails Or Messy.
We're so excited to be here. Yeah! We're so excited to hang out with you.
I am so impressed with this dress. What the hell? Where'd you get this shit?
I got it from your mama.
You got it from your mama. You got it from Linnifer. Damn.
I did.
Linnifer got some swag.
She does.
You know how to wear it out, baby girl. Last time I was very, very nasty with you, and I want to apologize for the last episode. I looked back and I'm like, what a dick I was.
You're only apologizing because some of the viewers called you out.
She ain't wrong. You are not wrong.
So, I don't know. Apology accepted. That doesn't mean I forgive you, but I accept the apology.
Oh, fuck. That kind of hurt, girl.
You're giving some Jeffrey Dahmer vibes with this.
This is Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah, so you cleaned up. You shaved all that scruff off, and now you have the mustache. And
I mean, it's a little too much, right? It's a little extreme.
I think you look good. I think you look good.
Yeah. I'd love to like work this mustache out, like maybe try to fade it up, like maybe not so aggressive. Like I even put a little man tan on because it was looking contrasting. Like,
oh, were you very pale underneath?
I was pale underneath that beard hair.
All right, what are we drinking today?
We're doing our mocktails and our messy.
Okay, what is your mocktail?
So my mocktail is Barvis Brewing Company Pumpkin Dark. It is a limited release. It's a non-alcoholic craft brew. Check it out, Kellis.
What I'm going to do is tried and true, a fan favorite, Sam Adams Octoberfest. Ooh. I've actually never had it before because I am not a beer girly, but I'm going to try it for y'all.
You said that you don't like beer unless it's pumpkin.
I do like Pumpkin.
Okay, Pumpkin is one of the first pumpkin beers.
I do like that one. That is like, I'll have like one. Like too much beer just doesn't sit in my tummy right.
Look at this pumpkin dark.
That looks very good. Are you wanting me to pour this into there?
Do you not?
I don't.
You sucking on that bottle.
I want to suck on the bottle.
Nostrovia.
I'm so excited. So this is very good.
Salute.
Yeah, Nostrovia. It's very good. I have an announcement to make about myself that nobody cares about. I am no longer a Whole Foods girly anymore. Woo! I'm now a Trader Joe's girly.
I can't believe that you're a Trader Joe's girly. I tried to convince you.
You know what? I went to Trader Joe's. They had like amazing things. Tons of organic things, tons of gluten-free options. My son is a little bit intolerant to gluten. And I was impressed. And my bill was like half of what it would have been if I went to Whole Foods.
See?
So totally impressed. Although I will say it's hard to compare because we're talking about fall produce, not summer produce that I was buying. When you're buying berries, like berries and berries on end, that's like, that adds up. And like the kiwis and like, but like the fall produce, like
I just
it's
love
cheaper.
that you're doing so many berries. I'm like, I guess I've never been into like buying.
Get a couple kids and the berries.
Oh, they love them.
Oh my gosh. You could never have too many
enough.
berries. No, you can't.
Because it's just easy for them to eat. They're little. They're good for you. Antioxidants, all that.
Yeah. We were talking the other day. You are doing sober October.
Sober October.
Clearly, because you've been sober for how many months now?
250 days.
How many months is that?
So 8 will be on October 3rd, I believe. 8 months. Or maybe is it 9? January 3rd. What is that?
9.
Is it 9? January 3rd? You
I don't
should know
Let's
because you had babies.
Well, that's the 9th month. You're obviously doing the Sober October.
Oh, yeah.
And what I'm going to I'm going to give up caffeine. I'm giving up caffeine.
Let's do it together.
For the
we said
really?
This,
Can you do it?
We were talking about this in the car. I can definitely do it, but I need an accountability coach.
So what you told me was like you kind of replaced your alcohol with caffeine and you've been like kind of spiraling with the caffeine.
It's just too much. Like sometimes like I'll get a headache from like having a couple nitro brews from like Starbucks and then Yinzer's, which is like my favorite little spot. And I didn't even realize that Yinzer's is a coffee shop that's right next to my office. So then I was like, great. I'm kind of upset that I found out that it's right next to my office because now I'm just like, that's my fix in the morning. It's too much. It's just too much, Kelly. I can't stand it.
So I do want to talk about something. Dave Portney, who is
that little fucker.
He is the founder of Barstool Sports.
Yes, which is Call Her Daddy Dude.
Oh.
So she started, her and Sophia, her co-host, started on Barstool Sports.
Shit, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, so anyways, he was in Pittsburgh, and he was rating our pizzas. And
that's interesting.
While he was at Bella Notte in the city's strip district.
Oh yeah, really good Italiano.
Do you want to know what he said? Because I'm offended. I'm about to call a bitch out. Do you want to know what he said about us?
What did he say?
He said, "This is the second time I've been in Pittsburgh. If we're rating humans on an attractive scale, I haven't seen more than a 4.8, and I love it. It's like that's why they need football."
What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
That's really fucked up.
Has he seen us?
Oh. You're terrible. I mean, why would he say that?
After seeing people's reactions to his comment, which people were upset. Pittsburghers were upset. Rightfully so. And I'm sorry, who the fuck is he to talk? Have you seen a picture of him?
He's kind of like nothing to write home about.
Right, okay. So anyways, he responded on X.
What's X?
I guess that's a social
Twitter.
Media. X is that Twitter now? Okay, yeah. I'm behind.
I know.
With the times. But okay, he says, with all due respect, it was a compliment. Nothing fancy about Pittsburgh, just ugliness, steel, and football. My kind of city.
Oh my god.
That was his signing out post.
That kind of hurt a little bit.
I'm a little hurt right now.
Ugliness? And then what was it? Football?
Just ugliness, steel, and football. And then he tries to remedy it and say, my kind of city.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it is kind of nuts to think about this. Like, I would never go there, and especially him. But the thing that I love about him, he's just like completely shock value.
Definitely.
Or do you think that's a bad thing that society's become all about shock value like him?
I think that he just doesn't have a filter quite like us.
Yeah.
And I really think he thinks that. And that's fine, but he hasn't seen all of Pittsburgh. I mean, we have some
We have some cuties up in there. Yeah, depending on what industry. No, that is not true at all. I mean, he should come check out my office.
I mean, I'm sorry, but
it takes that kind of guy to say it to create a little controversy. I mean, it's one of those things that like he knows what he's doing. It's kind of like the LaLa Kent from Vanderpump Rules. She did stir the pot. She was chaotic because she said that's what they want. That's what the people want is drama and like clickbait. And they, if you want to be relevant, like you're gonna keep your job. And like he clearly is a public figure, created Barstool Sports.
Yes. Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh my God. Cheers to being a little bit higher on the 4.8 scale, or just like never ever going there. Like, I don't know what, like everybody has like a different type and
Like, why are we rating people?
maybe he was saying like in New York and like bigger cities like maybe Chicago or LA or Miami, people like take care of themselves a little bit better.
It's possible. I don't think his message came across in the right way.
That was fucked up. It's a blue collar town.
Yeah, appreciate it. And it sounds like he does appreciate it.
Yeah, that was a fucking weird response.
He had to throw a jab out there first, though, which is not necessary. I do want to follow up on this roast that you want for your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking...
Do you think I can handle it?
I don't know. As I've been writing it...
So we are creating a roast for my birthday on 11/11.
I'm creating the roast.
Okay, well,
you have no part in this.
This is going to be the second year in a row that I'm going to have the event. Like, I'm going to start having events for myself because I'm like, you know what? I'm not dating anyone. Like, even last year I kind of forced my ex to like plan the birthday for me.
Sounds lavish. Go big or go home, honey. Now I will say, I was thinking,
I want to do it at the open road.
As I was writing it, I said, this is brutal. This is not something you'd typically say to like a friend. So I do think that in order for Mocktails Or Messy to continue beyond this roast, that we do need to sign a contract.
That we're not going to quit on each other?
Yes.
Or I mean, what's the other worst case?
We don't have to be friends anymore. But we can't stop. Mocktails Are Messy.
I know. We did take a pause before.
That's why we're doing the contract.
Okay, so what you're saying is you want to do a contract.
Yes.
Because you're going to be so harsh on the roast.
Yes.
That you think that this Scorpio is going to be too sensitive to handle your
I don't think you're
roast.
sensitive. I don't think you're sensitive. I think that you might just want to wipe your hands clean of this little bitch in your life, because it's not that you're sensitive. You just don't put up with nonsense, and I know you're asking for it, so I think you'll be okay. But I don't think you've seen how intense I can be and how harsh I can be. This is going to be better than Nikki Glazer's roast, and I probably shouldn't say that. Now I'm jinxing it. It's going to suck. But I'm not fucking around. I've been working on this.
I see the little
I'm excited.
twinkle in your eye.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I've been like hanging out with these two lawyers.
Okay.
Back to back. And love
back
dating.
to back ain't no act.
You always give a little like nice little one-liner zinger. You got good zingers, girl. But yeah, so like I just think maybe I have like, you know, an attraction to like professionals, attorneys. Like I don't know if it's necessarily
it's about time.
I don't know, like what do you mean it's about time?
Honey, some of your past relationships were skirt.
I don't know what you're referring to. Maybe be more like specific.
I think I'm
Kellis.
done. I plead the fifth.
Oh, okay. So what we talked about recently is we want to be public about our lives. We do love being authentic and genuine and being vulnerable, opening up so we can help maybe somebody else that might be struggling through a tough time or whatnot. And I won't draw this out any longer more than just say we are learning to kind of perfect not hurting anyone's feelings.
Yes. I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
Respect privacy, but we also want to be like completely open and authentic and vulnerable, and you know, we want to educate. Like, you know, I'm going through a hard time, and like, you know, I was calling out somebody else that like might have had a problem in the past, and they weren't comfortable like having me like be a little cryptic on who it was. I didn't say names. Like
sometimes you have to keep your private life private.
Yes, but I do love to talk about my sex life.
I think that's fine.
This I was super inspired by, and I thought of you.
Oh, I sent that to you.
Oh, shit. Why did I just try to take credit for you?
I sent that to you, but play it.
Okay. I hope you were directing it towards me, or was it directing it towards you about me?
It is just empowerment for people in general.
My biggest pet peeve is when a bad bitch doesn't know she's a bad bitch. Like, girl,
yeah.
You're fine. You're a queen. And you're insecure? What a waste. Don't waste that. That, boy, that's a pet peeve of mine.
So who is that?
This is Jenna Lee. Jenna Lee, like, girl, get that confidence popping. You deserve it.
I know. I love it.
Jenna Lee on TikTok.
Jenna Lee on TikTok. I know. I just started following her, and I was like... Obsessed.
It is at Hey Jenna Lee, HeyJennaLee.
She has our vibes. She has the right sound bits, that's for sure, because that had a lot of views.
I know, 1.3 million followers. Do you think we're like too into like social media, like we were talking about last time? It's part of our business.
Really, like, we don't even know shit about social media.
I guess better than the boomers,
right?
Did you take a silent walk this week?
You know what? This week I did. I took a little walk at North Park.
Okay,
Right.
I was listening to Him and Her, the Skinny Confidential. It's a couple podcast, and they were interviewing Chris Appleton. Now, Chris Appleton is Kim Kardashian's hairstylist.
Oh, okay.
He's created his own line, like the Color Wheel. He's like a really sexy English guy. He said on the podcast that like he had like got married and had kids at like 19.
Oh my gosh.
And then he kind of figured out like, oh, he might be like more on the, you know, LGBTQ gay side of the equation.
Okay.
So yeah, he just like kind of came out later in life, but he described like, you know, he's so grateful that he has like these two wonderful kids, and he's a young dad having kids at 19. I mean, fuck, he looks like he's like 32 if you look at him. I want to talk about like, you know, Sober October coming up. Like, are we gonna do like some kind of like sober festivals? Or are we gonna like maybe get like a Daybreaker event in? Like, we need to find some more of that.
I would like to know how often Daybreaker events come around. I think it's a yearly thing. I did really enjoy that. I'm going next year for sure.
Yeah, we need to get it on.
It's too bad that we don't have the content, because you and I were dancing like
on
we were
stage.
wasted on stage.
Yes.
And your mom's friend recorded it, and
I know.
she didn't like know that her phone, it was like a flip phone, and it was super blurry. You couldn't even see anything.
I'm surprised she had a flip phone. That was kind of weird, right?
I mean, I would have just given her my phone to record it, because that was like great content.
Yeah, I know. You know, listening to Chris Appleton, he's like, follow your dreams and passions. Like, you know how we have always kind of wanted to like do a talk show, or, you know, be like involved with some kind of production. Like, we are following our dreams and passions now, and I think it's really important to like encourage others to do the same. So like with you, we were just, you know, talking to like one of my colleagues, and I'm trying to convince you to like get your real estate license, but like really, what is your dream and passion outside of the podcast? Because I don't even know if you really like would love like selling real estate. I know that you say like you might want to, but like what would be your dream and passion outside of the pod?
Yeah, so my life has been a series of progressions, and I'm actually doing what I want to do right now, which is be a mom and do the podcast.
Isn't it beautiful? You are living your dream.
I am.
Yeah, and like you kind of like have these beautiful kids in this beautiful house, and it's like, what more would you even want? Like, I mean, you seem like you're content. You even have like my dream car. Like, that's what I want. I want your life.
You want my Jeep Wrangler?
Yes, I want to buy your Jeep from you.
So you say, what else could I possibly want?
Yes,
this is one of those things where maybe there's going to be an update next week.
Oh, to be
because
continued.
I've got some things.
Yeah, you
going
haven't
on
even
right
told
now.
me. You were saying that you were stressed out the other day.
I wanted to talk about manifestation.
Manifestation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like a manifestation is the public display of an emotion or feeling or something theoretical, and it's then made real.
Yeah, like the law of attraction.
Right. It's so powerful.
Gravity.
So I'm not going to say like that I'm stupid, and I'm not going to say that I'm like not confident, and I'm not going to say, you know, anything negative about myself or what I want, because I'm going to believe it, and I'm going to own what I want. And, you know, I might not have it yet, but I don't really care if I seem delusional. I'm manifesting something
ding, 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 ding.
right now, like right now. And it's been a long time coming. Like, I've been doing this for a while, like daydreaming, manifesting, like, and everything is coming to a head right now.
I love it.
And I just can't, I can't tell anyone right now because I can't dare to, you know,
maybe jinx it.
And people would be like, just say it. Like, why won't you just say it? And it's because I don't want to jinx it.
Well, you should keep your stuff private until it actually happens.
Exactly, because you don't want bad vibes from other people. And
the evil eye is real. Kendall Jenner talked about this.
She's like, real. I believe that. Yeah. So
don't be silent.
A jinx means that you want something to happen, and just by talking about it, you hope it doesn't go wrong. So
zipping it. You're not even going to tell your bestie? With a Tessie?
I'm not telling anybody.
Well, we're going to give you all the prayers and all the good vibes coming your way because, I believe that you will accomplish it. I believe in you always. I think you and your husband are good people.
Thank you.
You work hard. You give back. You want the best for others, and I feel that in you guys.
Thank you.
I've always felt that. Like, even though we might have been, like, in and out of, like, communicating over the years, you've always, like... We're so just so loving with like their comments or like, positive energy. Like I always feel like you're like my biggest fan sometimes. I'm like, fuck, I can barely get something out of like, who I thought was like my, forever, ever after. But I think that there was always a little bit of competition involved with people that I was surrounded by in LA.
That's, and the biggest fan thing, that's what can hurt. If you're in my life and I care about you, I am your biggest fan.
And it is genuine. It's not like a one-upper type of thing.
I mean, if I don't like someone, I don't like someone. But if I like you, I'm your biggest fan.
So wait, you've never been fake with people?
I'm not saying I never have been. I'm saying at this point in my life, I'm not fake.
Yeah, and I think you don't need to because you're not in sales.
Right. You know what? There's always a slimy salesperson around the corner somewhere, right?
I know.
But they're not all slimy, right? There's always a slimy salesperson around the corner somewhere, right?
I know.
But they're not all slimy, right? But they're not all slimy, right?
Or even working at Eagle. I was always like, I want to be friends with you and let's like talk about like just life. I was never good at being the shark salesperson that's like, okay, I'm going to butter you up and then execute, like close it.
Right.
We talk about this like in nausea, but the law of attraction is so important to me. I was able to get my real estate license that way. I was able to get through engineering school that way. I was able to get this design job that way. Like, I feel like everything that has happened in my life that has been like an important stepping stone, I've always believed that, oh, I'm going to get it. Like, I was almost like, it sounds cheesy, but like I was pretending to live it before it actually happened.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what you got to do, right?
I think so.
Okay.
So I was working as an engineering intern in 2011. This was before you and your husband got married. I said to you, because that was like the summer that was like probably one of the most magical summers in my entire life, because we were under 21. We were being very bad at 20, like, like sneaking the booze, but we were also making money. Like you were making good money as a waitress. And I think you were even doing like odds and end jobs.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We were living at home. It was while we were in college. It was just an amazing summer being 20.
Yeah.
So I was like, Kelly, I'm going to get these tickets. Like, I'm making so much money as the intern. I mean, I think it was like $23 an hour back in 2011. That's a lot of money.
You bought us the tickets.
I bought us the tickets, and I was like, why are they so cheap? Direct? Or no, it was not direct. Well, that's a big one.
There was a layover for sure.
$150 round trip layover in Atlanta from Pittsburgh to Atlanta to Orlando. So we didn't even get to Daytona. We had to get picked up at the airport, but we were just sitting at the layover gate, like in Atlanta, staring at people walking onto the plane. We're like, oh, we have enough time. Like the flight doesn't leave till 3, and it's like probably 2:45. We're staring at people line up at that gate, and we didn't know it was that gate.
Okay, so
is that confusing?
No. So this is what happened. We were sitting there. We were hungry.
Yes,
and we wanted a drink,
an alcoholic drink.
Yes. So we go to one of those like places in the airport. I forget where we went.
Something like stupid, like a chain, like a Fridays or something.
So we're sitting there like eating and drinking. because I had a fake ID, and you did too.
I did not.
Oh, how did you get? Oh, I was giving you the drinks then.
They didn't even care. I looked old.
I don't think they ID'd you.
Yeah, they didn't care.
I don't know that they ID'd me either.
Maybe George was a little bit like loose.
Whatever. We both had drinks, okay?
I know.
So we're sitting there with our drinks and our like burgers or whatever, and we're just eating and drinking. And then we get up and our flight's gone.
We're like, oh wait, what? You mean the gates closed? I thought it left at 3. They're like, sir, we board at like 2:30. The flight actually takes off the ground at 3. We were so airheadish, like
so
buzzed, maybe a little drunk.
But they were so nice. I think you bullshitted them and you were like, oh, like we were running, we couldn't make it or something.
I did.
And they like booked us for the next flight.
Oh my God, what is my problem? I'm like literally automatic pathological liar at that age. Like just like life in general. I'm like, we were running, sir. Really, like he probably saw us sitting at the restaurant having drinks, and he's like, yeah, my ass, you were running through the fucking airport.
So that's just a crazy story. And then we got into multiple clubs, like under 21. Oh my
God, it was so much fun. As soon as we land, your husband now, where you weren't dating, you didn't even look at each other like you were romantically at all. Yeah, no. Probably never even kissed it at that point.
I wish you could find those pictures because we have some good pictures. But if so we did get some questions written in.
Yeah, I'm so glad that sign is paying off.
I know. That rental, we are renting that sign.
I know. Steve's giving us a really good deal on that kiosk.
Right.
That kiosk in Bloomfield.
We're fortunate to have the sign.
I know. I know. But, I did say something to like one of like the higher ups at my company. They're really nice and stuff, but they're kind of bougie. And they're like, oh, where do you live in Pittsburgh? And I was like, Bloomfield. And they're like, oh, really? I was like, what's wrong with Bloomfield?
Like, I'm wondering.
I've always loved Bloomfield. It's Little Italy of Pittsburgh. I mean, even though there's not even a goddamn Italian restaurant in that neighborhood anymore.
That is crazy now.
I know.
I really want to go to Baby Loves Tacos.
I know. Baby Love Tacos.
I tried to go one time and it was closed. I guess they're closed on Mondays or something.
You know what? They can't get as many people to work.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like one of those situations. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I do that a lot.
So we do have some questions that were sent to us. I have 2 of them. We could check and see if there's more. Oh, yeah. I checked a couple days ago, but
I know you finally hooked it up.
So you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready,
baby.
It
says, I saw your sign in Bloomfield, so I'm giving it a shot.
Oh, sorry.
I saw your sign in Bloomfield, so I'm giving it a shot because I need advice. I was just about to propose to my girlfriend, but I just found out that she is going to be a traveling nurse. I have my own landscaping business here, so I can't go with her. Do I stay with her or do I do long distance? Help.
You got to do long distance. If you got a company, you can't just like throw the company away. Like, what are you going to do?
Should he stay with her? He could just break up with her.
How long have they been together? Did he
say? No.
Oh. You know what? I think it's always important if it's less than a year to like really rethink. Like if it's like amazing and you're like, I can't live without you.
What you know. I would say like
less than a year. I think it's
don't
like
give
a question.
Up just because the situation isn't ideal.
Right.
I would say that first, but like you do need to have the discussion. Like, am I your person? Is she my person? And then you go from there.
Yeah, like I remember
because I feel like she should have had this discussion with him before. Like she should have. Like it seems I could be wrong. Like there's not a bunch of context here, but like
let me
sounds
tell
like
you
he's
something.
Blindsided.
Let me tell you something. I think some nurses, they want to work just from my mom being a nurse and like knowing a lot of people in that field. I think they go in and they're like, okay, I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to be in like one location. And then these traveling nurse opportunities, especially after COVID, they pay like big bucks. Like I was talking to like one of my design clients in LA. She was making $300,000 being a traveling nurse.
Yeah, I know those travel nurse. I mean, who could pass that up?
And I mean, it's all relative. Like for her, 300,000, like she was supporting her kid and a husband in Beverly Hills. So it's like,
I guess I'm just concerned. Like, did she just apply for this without him knowing? Like, it just, like,
I don't know.
it just sounds like maybe she's tired of waiting.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you should have proposed before. But
I mean, we both have done long distance. What's your
obviously,
experience?
It was worth it for me, and it was fine.
Yeah.
So,
I think I did it, and I was
when you know,
like,
you know.
Yeah, I think I did it, but I was kind of like reluctant to like stay in it.
Oh, I was totally reluctant too. It's just
I
couldn't picture my life without that person who's now my husband now, and so it all worked out for me.
Yeah, you know what?
It's doable though.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't do long distance unless there was like a deadline.
Right.
Like I think if you have a deadline and you know like, hey, this is when we're gonna like be in the same location. But if it's an open, like if she's just like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and then like I don't know where it takes us.
Okay, that's a good point, because I totally had a deadline. It was like, we're gonna like visit each other on spring breaks and Christmas breaks. We'll see each other in the summer. We'll see each other because we like our parents lived 5 minutes down the road from each other.
That's ideal.
And we knew, like, you know, if it's still a thing when we graduate, we'll just get married, and that's what we did.
Exactly.
But and then so I do have another question, unless you have anything else to add. There's another question.
I think personally I wish I did not do the long distance, because I would have been way more of a slut in Minneapolis.
Okay, there you go. There's the answer. Okay, so I have done so much self-healing that I no longer like anyone. Should I just be alone forever?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Not ever. But you should be alone for a long time.
Okay.
I think that's important, because I know myself. I'm like, it's so easy to get these relationships creep back in, and like, you know, the self, like, say it again, self.
It says, I have done so much self-healing that I no longer like anyone. Should I just be alone forever?
I think you should be alone for a long time.
Yeah.
To really continue. Like, when the right person comes, then it'll be like, boom.
No, but that's true. If you don't like anyone, why would you be with someone? That wouldn't be fair to someone else.
I think I noticed this happens with like divorcees. Mm-hmm. Like guys and girls. Like sometimes they got burned so bad, and then they like self-healed, and then they're like, you know what? I don't want to go down that path. Like, I even met some people that are like in their 50s, and they're like, this was in New York. They were like, yeah, I just had some really bad relationships. I don't want to go through the heartbreak again. Mm-hmm. Because the heartbreak is real. Like, I do feel, as much as I am totally down to jump into something if it feels right, I don't really care about the heartbreak, even though going through it sucks. I just think it's like, hey, it's part of the process, and I learn better for next time. Hopefully, I don't make the same mistakes twice or 3 times in a row, but I do think in a lot of ways that, you know, some people, they got burned so bad, whether it was like financially with a divorce settlement, or maybe they're just like emotionally like drained and like so like closed off, that they're like, I'm good. I'm not gonna like open back up for just anyone.
Right.
But you have to realize nobody's perfect, like including ourselves.
Oh, I agree with that. I don't know. I think maybe that's good for today. I'm feeling a little off after that Jeremy thing.
Oh no, but let's talk about some hot tea.
I don't have anything else.
I do too. I mean, we could like, you know, because
can't be boring.
Well, we definitely need to
more editing time.
I don't mind.
We don't.
I think you did it last time, and I wasn't ready to be off. I mean, we got 13 minutes.
Okay, what do you want to say?
I was just going to talk about, like, you know, possibly the one, like, inspiration and, like, you know, just kind of getting us, like, motivated for...
No one wants to hear this. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a bitch.
But we got to talk about something. I'm not going to, like, end early just because, like, she fucked us up.
Well, I just don't have anything else to say.
Well, we can talk about like stupid shit, like because it could be good, you know. Like,
well,
call
let's
her
Google some
daddy.
shit. Let's not talk about ourselves.
Okay, so like hot topics, like we definitely. I put it in these.
This beer's a downer.
You don't like the beer. I know. I know.
Don't.
Well, I'm going to San Francisco.
No one cares.
Yeah. Why are you so mean?
Okay, go ahead. Talk about San Francisco.
I mean, you've been there. You like it. You're from Midori's there?
I do love San Francisco. So what do you have coming up, Ryan?
Okay, so I have coming up, I'm getting booked in San Francisco on a design job. And then there's also...
congratulations.
Thank you. I just broke my necklace. Oh my God. What happened?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
So tell me about it.
Yeah. So I'm super excited. It's gonna... Oh, it's not broken?
No.
It fell off though. How did it fall off? But, you know, I just like got like booked for a job in San Francisco, and it's going to be a design job. It was through the old company that I worked for that I created a client out of them. And so like, you know, they had purchased like designed furniture from the last place I was at, and so now I've been like just kind of hitting the ground running in design here. Like was working with a stager yesterday for this new project. It was a new construction. It's a little bit out there, a little bit further, but like beautifully done. Like, you know, something about like the staging, I mean, you know yourself, like when you really take it to the next level, the place can look either a flip or flop.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
that is
you.
so exciting. Yeah,
Yes.
no, I know all about that. So.
Yeah.
Sure.
September 26th to October 1st. If anybody's in San Francisco, hit me up. Slide into my DMs. I would love to see you, even though I'm going to be working the whole time. Do you think that you could come with me and we could do a couple interviews?
Honey, if I didn't have kids, I'd be there.
Maybe this one person that I'm kind of interested in right now that I had amazing time with the other night, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
Okay.
They have not been like super quick at responding.
But you do know the saying, once a cheater, always a cheater.
That's what I'm worried about. So maybe it's like that TikTok that you sent the other day about the girl who's bisexual. She was never satisfied with the one sex. So she was like a polyamory, or she was like into polyamory.
I don't know the terms, but thruples are like a new thing, like thruples, or just... I guess it's poly something. I don't know the whole word.
I think it's called polyamory.
Okay, yeah. They just kind of are fluid. Right?
Yeah. I think I was just like never satisfied with like one or the other.
Yeah.
So like I kind of feel like in some ways like maybe I should just be single or in a throuple with a girl and a guy.
From the outside view, like I just don't think anything could satisfy you. I think you have like this like itch, and it just won't go away no matter what you do.
Why are you such a good housewife? Like I don't necessarily think this is a positive. I just know that I am who I am, and
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you, baby.
I know, but I want to be like you because I think it's more socially acceptable in society.
No, I think everybody should be exactly who they are. If you have this sexual itch that cannot be satisfied by anyone or anything.
It does feel like that's the thing.
Like, it is what it is. Are you satisfied like immediately after?
Yeah, usually like when it's like pretty passionate and like just like good.
But
and,
over
like,
time.
chemistry.
Over time.
Oh, I could get bored so easily.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. It's almost like maybe there would be like
you should honor yourself, and you should also honor other people, and you should let them know, like they should be aware of how you
like
function.
So fucked up, like, but it's just real. It's just real.
I believe it. I know it's real. I've seen it, honey.
What are your quirks when it comes to like, if there was something that is just who you are? Because you said about the Gemini thing, like you're like, this is just who I am. Like whether it be good or bad, like you're just two different sides.
It's so funny. People throw their zodiac signs out there just so that they're not thrown under the bus. It's like, hey, like this is in line with my zodiac sign, so it's acceptable, right?
Right.
And I think that it's weird because there's so much truth. I believe like it's spiritual, and I do believe there's so much truth behind zodiac signs. Very rarely does someone not match up with their zodiac sign.
Right.
Yeah, like Gemini is two sides. I can see two sides of everything all the time.
I know.
And I think in my past, like I could have been like a little two-faced or something like that. But
I don't even remember that girl because like
I don't know who that is. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's kind of funny. Like you talk about that person that you were like two-faced in high school, maybe.
I think I'm more of a mediator now, where I see both sides, and I don't necessarily even pick a side when it comes to things. I can just see both ways.
Oh yeah, and you're kind of understanding like both angles. And cheers to you.
Cheers. This is empty. I don't have anything to drink. This was actually good. Okay, so I said I didn't like beer, but I'd say that this was very like fall tasting and October tasting, and I actually really liked it. So
I'm surprised because you're not a beer girl.
I'm not.
But you will be moving forward.
I'll just pretend. I'll pretend to take a little cheers.
Hey, if you guys have a messy story, I know we keep harping on this, but please send us a text message or a voicemail. Our number is 424-666-7794. Again, the number is 424-666-7794.
Send us your messy stories.
And send us some dirty pics.
Oh, yeah. Maybe like gear it towards him.
If you subscribe to our channel, you are helping us continue to tell these wild, messy stories and bring on guests of all walks of life. So we do appreciate you tuning in, listening, sharing with your friends. Hit the subscribe button below on YouTube, or even if you share on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you listen to podcasts, we greatly appreciate it. Meow.